It feels like from Fishers here for the night game. Up she goes, tip controlled by Warsaw, and we're underway. The final game of the Champions of Character Classic here at the Manhattan Orthopedic Capital Center. It's a man-to-man defense. Elliott slips it inside. Metzinger against a double team, lost the handle on it, it's taken away. Stolen by Jones. He'll race down, he'll put it up, and he put it in. Jordan Jones scores the first 2 points of the game, 20 seconds in. They got the ball where they wanted, but Metzinger was double teamed for a moment, and he got the ball knocked out of his hands. Elliott ahead to Metzinger across the timeline, and knocked out of his hands again, but this time a foul is going to be called. Their leading scorer is the guy who picked up the foul. That's Willie Jackson. It's his first. He averages just 10 a game. As we said, they only average 48 a game, but they have their scoring very balanced. Jackson only had 7 points today. It was Hicks who did the offensive damage, 16 points, 2 assists, and 6 rebounds. Groninger, triple teamed on the right baseline. He tried to throw it in the lane. He threw it away. Szilagyi with the steal. We'll spell that for you here in a little bit. Hicks up the right wing, pulls up at the elbow. Dumps it down inside to a cutting Jones, who lays it up and in. Jordan Jones has 4, and the Tigers have yet to get a shot off. Elliott against the press. Try to split a double team, and it's knocked out of bounds. It's going to be off of Elliott, and it's going to belong to the Fishers Tigers. That's not Brian's strength, trying to split double teams with dribbles. He's just not very good at that.
Well, and his teammates didn't help him by getting to the right positions on the press breaker.
Also very true. Szilagyi on the handoff to Hicks. At the top of the circle, Jackson. Back to Szilagyi, who dumped it down in deep for Russum. He turned on a double team, and he traveled. We'll go ahead and get that out of the way. Szilagyi. S-Z-I-L-A-G-Y-I. Szilagyi. 4-0 Fishers. Groninger against the press. It's a 2-1-2. 2 guys in the back, 1 guy in the middle, 2 guys in the front. Groninger at the line, across the line to Reese with a jump pass. Near side to Zach Riley. He'll hand back to Groninger. They drop back in a man-to-man defense, which forced 19 turnovers by Valparaiso today. Reese down to the baseline, Metzinger 15 feet out. Off a screen comes Riley. He'll shoot and hit. That's a shot they got a lot of today, Dan, and just didn't make them.
And that time, Zach was just in a little better rhythm on the jump stop, catch and shoot. And, boy, they'll make a bunch of those if they can get them.
4-2. Hicks hands back to Jones. To the deep right side for Szilagyi. Makes a fake run to the elbow, shoots from there and missed it. And Riley up high for the rebound. Hands off to Reese, flips it ahead to Groninger, who passes us. At the center line. Goes left off a screen from Reese. They pick him up on the switch. Now they double team that switch. Reese out on the right wing. Looking at the elbow. Elliott makes a head fake. Drives it down the side of the lane. Ball knocked out of his hands. Got it back at the elbow. He'll give it to Riley. He'll turn and shoot and hit again. 1 on the left side of the lane, 1 on the right. And Tigers have tied the game at 4-all. Szilagyi out of the left wing. Out of Jackson out at the top for Hicks. Hicks backing down on Riley. A lean in 12-footer is an air ball. Rebound tipped and out of bounds. And last off a black-shirted Tiger. It'll belong to Fishers.
Reese trying to tip that one back into Metzinger, but kind of bounced it off his chest and just couldn't get the handle on it.
And he did it from very close proximity. There was really no opportunity for Jalen to react to that.
Right.
Szilagyi off the inbounds. Across to Jackson, left to the key beyond the arc. Takes Groninger down the lane, got inside and put it up and in. They got the ball from outside 10 feet and made it. 6-4, Fishers back up 2. Riley against the press. Picks up his dribble, Groninger whips a pass across the line to Elliott. Elliott being whacked at, got through a double team, trying to dribble down the lane and had it taken away. Szilagyi behind the back, Russum takes it in and dunks it home. What a move by Russum, who beyond the 3-point mark went behind his back because Groninger had cut in front of him, and it's 8-4 Fishers. Reese in the backcourt, lobs across the line in front of us to Riley. A bumping foul called. This will be a foul on Russum, his first dunk of the day by either team. Out of bounds to the Warsaw Tigers on the sidelines down here in front of the Fishers bench.
I thought we might see a few dunks in this game today, or one of the 4 games, but that's the first one I've seen.
Well, we had heard that Thompson had, when he had 40 the other night, he had 6 dunks. Reese above the elbow on the right, holds against Russum, gives it back to Groninger. 8-4 Fishers. 3.5 minutes into the opening quarter here at the Manhattan Orthopedic Capital Center. Trevor Rumpel's into the game for the Tigers. He'll whip it to the right side to Groninger. Pressured there by Jackson. Now he'll back it away, and Jackson slowly stalks him out above the three-point arc. Reese holding on the right wing. Looks down to the post, couldn't get it to anybody, and he threw it wide of Riley. Pulled his hands back because the pass was so wide, he didn't think it could possibly be for him, and he didn't want to deflect it or slow it down to keep it from getting to its target.
Well, and Nolan had been out there beside and behind Riley, so he thought he was still there, but he had gone towards the baseline.
Jackson right in front of us with the dribble, then back to the middle off a screen. Got around Groninger, but not far enough to shoot it. Out to Jones in the corner. Salaji turns and shoots for three and got it. Jeremy Salaji hit 3 of them today. He led the team with 9 coming in, so he's got 13 now for the season. It's 11-4. Halfway through the first quarter, and the Tigers are sinking into a hole here. Groninger, and he got whacked. And a foul called against Fishers. Salaji with the foul. He's first.
With the foul.
One of the running funny moments of this game has been everybody's turning to us.
Yeah.
To call the fouls, even though Nate Howitt's sitting right there with his striped shirt on. Substitutions coming up for Matt Moore, but first, the Tigers make their own subs, and Blake Marsh is immediately into the game. Left side to Rumpel. Rumpel brings it out, pressure there by Jones, trying to back his way in, gives it to Groninger on the weave. He'll put it up, and no, it would not go in, but a foul called, and Nolan shoots 2 for Warsaw. And this will be a foul called against Hicks. We teased Eric Coburn. Well, are we going to have timeout? Timeout, Fishers. It's a 30. We're going to keep it here to tell this story with 3:17 left to play.
5 from him in my early days.
Did you really?
And I'd earned every one. So
Groninger shoots 2. He was 4 for 4 earlier today. And he's got that one for his first point of this game. 11-5, Fishers by 6. Groninger can make it a 4-point game with the second free throw. 86% starting the day for Groninger. And the junior fires that one up and right through. 2 for 2 for Nolan Groninger. 11-7, Tigers within 4. Right? No, 11-6. I take that back.
Right.
So they're within 5. New guys in there, that's Alex Salaji. That's Jeremy's younger brother. Hicks near side for Josiah Matthews, a 6-foot junior, who comes in to run the point every now and then. Back to Jackson. Jackson at the top to Hicks. Right side to Matthews. Matthews, Rumpel was sandbagging here. They're going to call a turnover. They're going to call Matthews for carrying the ball. There wasn't a Tiger within 8-9 feet of him when he turned that over.
Yeah, I think he just lost a handle on his dribble and put his hand underneath and turned it over.
So the Tigers with the ball down by 5. 11-6, 2:44 left to play opening quarter here at the MOCC. Groninger leans over the left-hand dribble against Jackson. Takes it toward the left elbow, picks up his dribble, flips it into the lane area for Metzinger. Metzinger faces up on Hicks, backs it down as far as he can, leans in, shoots it up, couldn't get it, and he took off running. Metzinger could have got an offensive rebound there, but instead it's a whistle at the other end, and Matthews is fouled. Metzinger, I don't know if he thought he made it or what.
It was almost point blank. He just hit the back of the rim and it came off hard.
And Metzinger's going to get a foul, too. That'll be the first Tiger foul, or the first Warsaw Tiger foul of the game. Jackson will shoot. And the first one is in. So that gives Willie 3 points. 12-6, Fishers by 6. 2:19 left to play. Doug Ogle gets an explanation from Eric Coburn, who called that foul. And Tyler and Coach Ogle will discuss it. Second one up, no good. Rebound to the Warsaw Tigers, Zach Riley. Warsaw kind of hanging around. It's not a big deficit like some other games. It's 12-6. Rumpel, double team. Lobs back to the near side to Groninger. The backside is wide open. Marsh holding on the right sidelines. Trapped up the baseline. Lobs it out for Reese. Reese now back out to Groninger. 2 minutes left to play in the quarter. Warsaw down by 6. Rumpel back across to Groninger. Through the legs to Marsh. He went nutmeg on Josiah Matthews. See that in soccer, you don't see that in basketball a lot. Rumpel lobs over the top to the near side to Groninger. Down to the corner to Marsh. A catch and shoot three is in and out. And the rebound to Jeremy Salaji for Fishers. He hit one of those earlier today for his first varsity points. Jackson in transition for three, no good. Riley up high for the rebound. He takes off running for the Tigers. Riley spins around into the front court. Now he'll look for help and he finds Marsh. Blake backs it out toward the timeline. Pump fakes and lobs to the near side to Groninger. Groninger to the elbow to Reese in the corner. There's Rumpel for three. That's no good. Rebound to the Fishers Tigers and Willie Jackson. Jackson into the front court. Near side to Matthews. Ooh, got away maybe with the double dribble. Looked like he dribbled that as he tried to go behind his back. It got caught on his backside. They could have called double dribble. They did not. 50 seconds left to play in the quarter. The possession here belongs to Fishers. They have the ball and a 6-point lead over the Warsaw Tigers. Jackson walking it toward the middle, gets it to Matthews in the middle. Right side, Jeremy Salaji, and back out to Hicks. Now to the near side for Jackson. For Alex Salaji. 34 seconds left to play. Warsaw's only been called for one foul. Hicks near the timeline to Jackson. Again, Willie only had 7 points. He was 1 of 5 for the field. 5 of his points came for the free throw line. Hicks out near the timeline, 18, 17, 16. Now Hicks picked up his dribble. He needs some help. He's trapped. Whistle. Oh, and a foul called. Marsh got greedy. They had him trapped, and Marsh got a little greedy and reached in and committed a personal foul. His first, team second. Brian Elliott. This is an interesting sub here. You bring Elliott in a defensive position with 11 seconds left to play in the quarter. And Riley comes out. I know they're trying to give Riley a break right before the end of the quarter. They get it into Matthews, 8 seconds. Now 7. Warsaw backs way off of him. They don't expect him to shoot it out there. Now Jackson through a double team, kicked it into the corner. Traveling called at the... After one quarter, Fishers 12, Warsaw 6. We'll start quarter number 2 in 60 seconds here on News Now.
Tigers with 5 turnovers and forced just 2. That may be as big a issue in the game as anything.
And they shot
only 2 of 5.
2 of 5, only 5 attempts in 8 minutes. There's a travel out top as Alex Salaji took an extra step on the weave. The good news is Fisher looks very human compared to what they did earlier today. Tigers just got to make some shots go in.
Yeah.
They're one shot away from being one possession away in this game. Groninger off to the right, trying to turn the corner, could not against Luke Hernandez. Now Hernandez stalks him out to the near sideline. Groninger between the and a bumping foul called on Hernandez. His first. That'll be 5 team fouls on the Fishers Tigers. Out of bounds to Warsaw at the end of the Fishers bench down to our right. Elliott to throw it in. Matthews will guard him. And he'll throw it over top of the defender and into the backcourt where Groninger will track it down. Nolan jogs it through the center circle. Now starts to lean over with the right hand dribble. Takes it to the right elbow, almost fell down with it. Reese at the left elbow. They run the flex. Metzinger at the right elbow. Looking inside, dumps it into Marsh. Marsh on the low block, didn't shoot it. Out to Elliott for 3. It's rimming again, no good. And the rebound grab by Russum for Fishers. In transition up into Matthews. Matthews looks for people flying down the floor in white shirts. He saw lots of them, but none of them were open. And so he'll bring it out to set up the offense. A minute into the second, Fishers leads Warsaw by 6. Russum to the near side for Hernandez. Marsh took a swipe at it, didn't get it. Off a screen, Jeremy Salaji for 3, way wide right. Rebound though, back up, and a whistle and a foul called. Alex Salaji got free, grabbed that rebound, and gets 2 free throws out of it. And that's Metzinger's second foul for the Tigers, so with 6:49, he'll come to the bench. And Zach Riley immediately runs the scores table to get in there for him, but first, it'll be Alex Salaji at the free throw line. Did not shoot one earlier today. First one's up. He's now 4 out of 5 at the line for the season. Substitution in for the Tigers with 6:49 left to play in the half. And Warsaw down 13-6. One more for the 5'11 sophomore, Alex Salaji. And that one's good too. Timeout called by Doug Ogle. Timeout, it's a 30, we're going to take it. 6:49 left to play in the half. It's Fishers 14. Roger Grossman, Dan Ray back at the MOCC. After a 30-second timeout by Doug Ogle, Warsaw trails 14-6. Marsh runs the point for the Tigers. Groninger now cuts out the top of circle to get it, cuts down the lane with it and scores. Nolan's got 4, 14-8. The Tigers break a long dry spell. Tell you what, he gets the ball, turns that corner with space. That is fun to watch.
Yep.
Awesome.
Good to see the Tigers going to the basket.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been settling for long jump shots, and they have been falling. Hernandez off a screen to Russell. Near side to Matthews. They dare him to shoot. He does, and he hits it. That's only his 4th three-pointer all year. He had one earlier today. 17-8, Fishers by 9. Groninger through the center circle, slowly. Left side to Elliott. Elliott dribbles toward the top, then goes back to his left, hands back to Marsh. Marsh to the elbow, right side to Groninger. They lob it in for Reese, and he got held. He saved it in. Saved it into Marsh. Marsh with the ball fake. He wasn't ready for that. Now Riley at the foul line. He'll turn and shoot and score. Riley's got 6 in the first half. He only had 2 this afternoon, and it's 17-10. So the Tigers with baskets on back-to-back possessions. Out top for Russell. Left side, Alex Lodgy, and he traveled. So the Tigers have the ball back to 7. And you get Jackson, Jones, and Hicks back into the game. What hurts about that little stretch there of 2.5 minutes, you had a couple of their big guys on the bench. The Tigers did not take advantage of it.
Yep.
So here comes Groninger. A little traction here by the offense. Let's see if they can keep that growing. Riley above the left elbow, or the right elbow, I should say. Picks up his dribble. Right corner to Elliott. Elliott trying to back his way to the block. Leans in a right-handed half hook, comes way short. Matthews has the rebound. Quickly up head to Jones. Jones all the way to the near side for Alex Salaji for 3. It's an air ball. It's tipped to the far side, and they're going to say it's out of bounds off of Fishers. It's going to belong to Warsaw. Well, Nolan Groninger sure thought it hit a Tiger last because he went after pretty hard.
Well, it's hard because both teams are Tigers, but yeah, I think the official might have been the only one that saw it that way.
Groninger hard to the hoop, put it up and in, and a foul. Nolan's got 6, a chance for one more. The Tigers are within 5. There's Nolan turning that corner. If the help side doesn't come, he's going, and Willie Jackson's got his second foul with 4:49 left in the half. And we're seeing what he's seeing when he turns that corner from our angle here at the scores table. We're looking right at it. Nolan knocks home the free throw. 7 points for Groninger, 3 out of 3 at the line. Tigers within 4, 17-13. Jackson's still out there, but maybe not for much longer. He'll take it across the top of the circle. Hand back to Matthews. Into the corner for Alex Salaji. Back up to Matthews and out to Jackson. Jackson gets Groninger. Throws it back to Matthews. Matthews holding at the volleyball line, which should be pointed out, is 10 feet from the center line, but a lot farther out from the top of the three-point circle than it would be in a high school game. And then a whistle and a trip. Groninger trips Jackson as he was driving up the left side of the lane. Nolan's first, team's 4th. And here comes a guy we haven't seen yet today. That's Craig Yoho, a 6'3 senior into the game for the Fishers Tigers. Jackson throw it in baseline left halfway between the arc and the lane. Jones takes a look. And he'll lob it out top. Good catch by Jackson, who put it on the floor to keep from traveling. Jackson drives into Groninger, put it up over Elliott, and put it in. Willie Jackson's got 5, and it's 19-13. Timeout, Doug Ogle. It's a full timeout. 4:05 left to play here in the first half. Fishers 19, Warsaw at Northridge. We'll be on the air at 6:10. JV tip-off at 6:15. Right here on News Now Warsaw, 99.7 FM and 1480 AM. Tigers with the ball down by 6. That was a timeout to address the Tigers' issues on defense. Riley with it at the right elbow. They ran push down. It didn't work. Riley was the relief valve inside, but he was unable to pull the trigger. Out top, Elliott from 25. It's long. Now the rebound's grabbed by Matthews, and he takes off running. Around 1, around 2. No look pass off to the right. Hoop is Jackson, and he's fouled on the way in. That ball came right down to the Fishers Tigers and almost led them into the break.
Yeah. I was going to say, I was feeling bad for Blake Marsh because he's back there with about a 10-foot head start, and he's just watching 3 Fishers Tigers coming at him.
It'd be like watching real Tigers running at you. You know you're in trouble. Free throw up and no. Marsh to the bench with his second foul. Trevor Rumpel back into the game, or is it? No, I'm sorry. Elliott is out. So it's Rumpel, Marsh, Groninger, Riley, and Reese. And it's about as small a lineup as Doug Ogle has put out all season. Second one by Jackson is no good. Riley the rebound. So an empty trip there for the Fishers Tigers, and now Warsaw with the ball, still down by 6 and 3.5 minutes left to play in the first half. Now Groninger between the legs against Matthews. Right side to Rumpel. Looking for cutters, throws it to Riley. Pass was deflected from him, so he had to come out to get it. Marsh against Jackson. Picked up his dribble, needs a friend, and finds Groninger down on the right wing a little farther. Groninger up the baseline, stumbles, throws it across the lane to Rumpel, out to a wide open Marsh, who passed up the three, out to the right side for Riley for a 15-footer, and it's good. Zach Riley's got 8, and Warsaw's within 4. In transition, no numbers for Matthews. He'll back it up and give it to Jackson. 3 minutes left to play in the first half, and the Tigers are hanging right in there. A stop and some points, and they're right back in the game. Yoho, left side for Jones, off a screen to Hicks. Hicks leans in for a 12-footer and rolled it, no good. And Riley grabs the rebound up over everybody. Hands off to Groninger. Groninger surveys the scene. He has no advantage. Hicks runs at him to try to make him give up the ball, but he did not. Rumpel against Jones. Back side the lane, a whistle and a hand-checking foul called against Jones. Boy, didn't see much there.
Well, that should be free throws.
It will be 1 and 1. 1 and 1 for the Tigers. Rumpel will spin around as Jack Gross will run into the game. Blake Marsh comes out with those 2 fouls. Here comes Jeremy Salaji back into the game for Fishers. So Rumpel at the free throw line, 4 out of 5 for the season. Did not score today in about 7 minutes of time. He averages about 2 points a game. The first one's up and no good. The rebound's grabbed by Hicks. 19-15 still. Fishers with the ball and a 4-point lead with 2:20 left. Jackson bangs into Gross. Here's a Matthews jumper in the lane. That comes up short. Rebound to Jones, back up. No, and a foul call. That's an example, Dan, of how you don't have to score off the penetration, but it messes everything else defensively you're trying to do.
Tigers had a lot of guys under the basket for rebounding, and it just came off on the side. And because they're so deep, they didn't have a good chance to get a block out.
Jones' free throw is up and in. Jordan now with 5 points. That's his first free throw attempt of the day. And one more coming. A 6'2 senior. And it's in the air, and it's good also. 21-15 Fishers with 2:14 left to play here before halftime. Groninger on the jog through the center circle against Matthews. Picks up his dribble, lobs it out to Jack Gross. Gross up the right side of the lane, leans in and put it up and put it in. Look at Jack Gross taking it hard to the rack. 21-17, Warsaw back within 4. We haven't seen that kind of confidence from Jack for a while. Out top Jones, a 3 is way short, and Reese has the rebound. So again, the Tigers get a stop, but can they get a score to follow up on it? There just hasn't been a lot of momentum for the Tigers offense. Now Groninger drives in, a whistle and a foul call. And this will be more free throws for Warsaw. And again, I don't like that call at all either. Well, they're going to call the foul on Matthews. So I'll backtrack on that because I thought they were going to call that foul on Hicks. They did not. Hernandez back into the game for Fishers. Groninger at the free throw line, shooting 1 and 1. They'll say it's a non-shooting foul.
I was thinking it was a shooting foul, but it's all a timing situation.
Groninger fires it up and in.
If he makes the first, it doesn't matter.
Nope, Groninger makes the first. That gives him 8. He had 12 points today. That is his average. Groninger now to get the Tigers within 2. And he did, right through the middle. 5 out of 5 for Nolan Groninger. It's 21-19. Fishers by 2 with a minute and a half left to play in the second quarter. Now on the handoff, Salaji for 3. Rebound grabbed by Jackson. Jackson up the baseline, ran out of space. In the lane, a little floater is in. Hernandez just kind of hanging around in the lane. They'll go. And
Rumpel. Rumpel's limping a little bit, and coach got the officials' attention to check on him.
Yep. It's that right leg. He does have a brace on that knee, but I don't know that that's what the problem is. We'll find out. I don't know if we have somebody here tonight. On the inbounds, they get it to Brian Elliott. Tigers down by 4. Gross to the right wing for Groninger. Now back out top for Jack Gross. Try to penetrate. No place for him to go. Elliott. Now to Groninger. Off a screen. Double team. Lobs it out for Jack Gross. Gross back in the corner to Groninger. Up the baseline. Puts his head down. Lost it on the way in. It's taken away by Hicks. I think Matthews got a hand on it. Knocked it free. All across the lane in transition. And Jackson is wide open for 2. The Tigers dropped back and picked up their man. But nobody picked up Jackson, who went right to the basket. And just like that, it's back to a 6-point Fishers lead. 38 seconds left in the quarter. Warsaw has the possession arrow and the basketball, down by 6. Elliott outside the three-point arc on the left. Now back out to Groninger near the center circle. Now Matthews will creep out close enough. And finally now a count starts. Groninger is there in Iowa. Will bounce it out for Elliott, 15 seconds. Fishers only has 14 fouls, so they have fouls to give here if they choose. Elliott bounces to Groninger, 8 seconds. 7, now 6. He'll take it to the left, 4 seconds. Got spun around, down the side of the lane. No look pass under to Reese. Put it up and in, and a foul for buzzer. Reese got plowed over on a beautiful feed from Groninger, who was horizontal to the floor when he flipped it to his right, hoping that he had a teammate over there. The foul is called against Hicks. It's his second. Reese with his first 2 and a chance for a 3-point play that would get the Tigers within 3. Now there's no time left on the clock. They want to make sure that they had the right shooter. They do. And Jalen, who's had trouble at the line, 0 for 2 for the day, 9 for 16 for the season, will shoot it up there and in. The way the half will end. Fishers 25, Warsaw 22 here at intermission. First half ball, and Reese has it out on the right wing. Groninger comes to set a screen for him. High pick and roll. Reese mishandled it, or they might have had something. Metzinger in the corner, down to Riley in the block. Riley backs it out a few feet, then slipped it in the lane area to Elliott, and it went out of bounds. That was interesting. We have not seen that kind of play from the Tigers. Reese and Metzinger way out wide, trying to post up Elliott and Riley underneath the basket. In that particular execution, it did not work. And Matthews starts the third. He gets it down to Jeremy Szilagyi. Back out for Jackson. Now to Matthews. To Jackson. Left corner to Jones. Open but not shooting. Szilagyi off a screen. Elliott got to him. Drives down the lane. Floats it up and in. Szilagyi with 2 field goals. And it makes it 27-22 in favor of Fishers. Now Groninger through the center circle. Left-hand dribble. Walking it. Now to the left side to Elliott. Elliott drives it to the foul line. Throws it back to Zach Riley. Riley across to the right to Groninger. Groninger holds it right in front. Now puts it on the floor in the lane. Fakes, leans in, shot it up and in. 23 points on the day. 11 here in the nightcap for Groninger. And it's 27-24. Jackson hands back to Szilagyi. Picked up his dribble after one. Now Jones between the circles. Ross wants it and gets it above the block. Backs into Metzinger. Half hook is no good. Rebound tip to the corner. Grabbed by the Fishers Tigers. And a whistle. Offensive foul call. Jones ran over Elliott, I think.
No, I think it was Reese. Reese picked himself up.
Offensive foul. Warsaw ball down by 3 with a chance to tie. For Groninger, it's his 7th double-figure game in the 11 games and his 5th in a row. Now he's got the ball a minute and a half into the third quarter. His team down by 3. Groninger pressured out top by Matthews. Curling in the lane is Reese. Fakes, falls, fires, and it's rimmed it in. Jalen's got 5, and the Tigers are within 1. 27-26. It's as close as they've been to anybody all day. On the handoff, Matthews. Back to Szilagyi. Jackson off a screen, picked up, trying to back his way in against Groninger. Flips it back to Matthews. He runs in the lane. He's not open. Now Jones. Jones can't find space. Matthews dared to shoot it, did not. And he'll throw it back out to Jackson, and they reload it. Warsaw fans here like what they see from the defense. Jackson. Matthews pops out, straight out. Off a screen from Russell. Takes it down the right side of the lane, kicks in the corner. Jones wide open for three. It's an air ball. Rebound, though, to Salaji. Half hook is rimming short. Rebound took a funny hop, and Elliott comes out of there with it for the Tigers. Warsaw with their chance for their first lead of the day. Groninger up the near sideline, right in front of us. Now to the middle of the court, all the way to the right wing. Got a screen, takes it down the block, all the way in, and he scores! Groninger's got 13, and the Tigers lead 28-27 with 5:10 left to go in the third. They battled back from down 7 early. The hole wasn't as deep, and they have played pretty decently here in the middle 2 quarters. Jackson, a hop, skip, and a jump down the lane. Missed it. Jones, the rebound, back up and in.
Bears over-rotated that time. Got too many guys coming to the ball. Left the backside open on the rebound.
So the lead is short-lived. 29-28. Fisher's back up by 1. Groninger beats Matthews in the lane. Stops, kicks out to the right. Reese, three-pointer, no good. Long rebound. Riley had a beat on it. So we're going to have a foul called against Warsaw. Metzinger going for the loose ball is going to get a foul as he got wrangled up with Jackson. And that's his third. Subs for the Fishers Tigers. First time in the game for Bryce G, a 6'3 senior. And Elliott is out, and Blake Marsh rejoins the fray for the Tigers. And Hicks, who did not start the half, is back into the game for Fishers. They've got the ball, leading 29-28, 4.5 minutes left to play in the third. Off a screen, Jackson hands it off to Matthews. Turns the corner, ran it to Metzinger, put it up. Metzinger blocked it and grabbed it out of midair. Outlets the far side to Groninger. Groninger looking ahead, saw Reese, didn't throw it to him. In the corner, Riley fakes the three, pulls up for a 15-footer. It's good. Riley in double figures with 10, and the Tigers are back in front, 30-29. For Zach Riley, that's double figures in 3 of the last 4. Down the lane, a kick out, left side, Matthews for 3. It's around and out, no good. Riley the rebound for Warsaw. He'll start up the middle with it. Now he'll hit the brakes but keep the dribble. Groninger wide open on the left wing. Now out top for Marsh. He'll assume the point guard duties this possession. For the first time today, the Tigers have the ball and the lead at the same time. Groninger up the baseline on Hicks. Couldn't shoot it. Flipped it at the foul line. Reese makes a ball fake, and then he'll back it back out. Now to Riley above the right elbow. Tried to drive in, but he was cut off by Jackson. Now to Groninger. Groninger holding against Hicks. Right side to Marsh. Now Marsh brings it across the top. Groninger left wing. Got a hand-checking foul. It's called. I thought maybe that was just a bad switch. It's not. They're trying to guard Hicks on Groninger.
Yeah, and Nolan did the exact thing he should be doing in that situation. He used his quickness to put Hicks in a bad situation, and they put a third foul on him.
30-29, Warsaw with the lead of the ball. The court to our left, Groninger to throw it in. A whistle, and we're having an illegal screen called against the Tigers.
We got Blake Marsh for something.
I think so. Shoving. Thou shalt not shove on the screen. That's Marsh's third. The board has it for 2, but it should be 3. Salaji, hands off to Salaji. Alex has it. Out to Jackson. Lots of action away from the ball. Alex Salaji runs in the lane and ran right into Metzinger, and he threw it back out. Hicks, out to Jackson. To go, we got another illegal screen. This one going against Fishers. And this is going to be one against Bryce G. And a substitution as Trevor Rumpel runs the scores table to check in. And Metzinger's coming out. So it's Rumpel, Marsh, Groninger, Reese, and Riley out there for Doug Ogle, and full court pressure on here by Fishers. Reese deep backcourt. Back to the near sideline to Groninger. Back to Reese in the middle and across the line to Marsh. Marsh splits a double team. Ran into traffic left side to Groninger. Up the baseline. Fakes and throws it out to a wide open Rumpel. Rumpel is called for traveling. Like the idea, hate the execution. 30-29.
He only moved that pivot foot just enough to be seen. It was almost imperceptible, but I saw it too.
Good call by Eric Coburn. Out of bounds to Fishers. 2.5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Good game here to wrap up the Champions of Character Classic. We had a good one in our first one here tonight with Zionsville holding off Valparaiso. Now between the circles, G into the Hicks. Timeout, Fishers. Timeout, Fishers Tigers. 2:20 left to play for a third quarter. It's Warsaw 30. And it'll be Jeremy Salaji to throw it in. Looking for Jackson, and he gets it, almost posting up against Nolan Groninger. Right there in front of his mama so she can take a good picture of her boy. Who's having a very good junior season. Now on the right side, Jeremy Salaji looks into the post. Instead throws it out to Jackson. They got Groninger down there on Hicks. Jackson spins to the lane. Wild shot, no good. Tipped again. Groninger comes out of there with it. Racing up the near sidelines. Fisher's Tigers on his trail. He's trapped along the sidelines. Got it ahead in the corner to Riley. All the way across to Marsh. 3 on the way. No, it's a little long. Rebound tipped and grabbed by Jeremy Salaji for Fishers. He'll take off the other way. Now he'll hit the brakes. Spins around against Groninger. Back to Hicks. Hicks crosses over and throws it back out to Jackson, and things settle down. Lob to the deep right corner for Jeremy Salaji. Off a screen, shoots for a 3, and got it. His second of the game. He has 8. And it's 32-30. Fisher's back to lead, our fourth lead change of this third quarter. Boy, Marsh, I thought his shot was going to go in. Just caught the back of the rim. He's got it out on the right wing against the Fisher's man-to-man defense. Al Rumpel curling toward the right wing with it. He'll bring it to the top of the circle. He bounces it and hit it a body or two, and it went out of bounds. It's going to belong. Oh, they're going to give the ball to Fishers. Not sure what was happening there. That's kind of a tough see for us. That's where being down at this level is a hindrance to us. So here come the Tigers. Fishers up by 2 with an even minute to play in the third quarter. Hernandez back in the game. He'll dump it down in deep. Hicks in on a double team, put it up, and a foul is going to be called against Zach Riley.
He jumps into us. What's my guy supposed to do?
And you can hear Doug Gogol and Eric Coburn gave him a rather unpleasant look, to say the least.
Well, talking to him right when he's trying to figure out which fingers get which numbers.
That's also true. Free throw by Hicks is rimming, no good. This is not the best free throw shooting team. Fisher 67%. Hicks came into the tournament 6 out of 9. Second one up and in. So he makes one and misses one for his first point of the game, and it's 33-30. Groninger trying to drive in hard. Knocked out of his arms. A foul called. Salaji with his first.
White 12.
Is this the right battery that I want?
Yeah,
Because I think
take care of it.
The battery for the camera is going to run out here in just a minute, so we'll switch that out. The inbounds mark. Left to play in the quarter. Warsaw down 33-30. Marsh leans over the dribble in the center circle. Now a count begins as Hernandez gets close enough. Warsaw on the double high post Iowa set. Elliott starting right, goes right, turns the corner, and then throws it back out to Groninger. Groninger with 20 seconds left. He's got 3 clocks he can look at. One on top of the basket, one each corner of the arena, which is about 8 rows high. Now Marsh with 13 seconds. They set up in an offensive set. They get it to Groninger. He pulls a foul line. It was blocked. Blocked from behind. Samarji up ahead. Alex Lengi down the lane, falling, firing, and missed it at the buzzer. Solange's shot rimmed out, and through 3 quarters in the final game of the Champions of Character.
All of our vehicles run through our
Back after this break, Carly, the game started.
Plus, we buy smart, so you can save money. No matter the need of a car, truck, SUV, luxury, or minivan, with over 500 vehicles to choose from, now's the time to shop and save. Go to rbcarcompany.com.
Fishers with the ball to start the fourth quarter, leading 33-30 over Warsaw. Off a screen, Jeremy Salaji for three, no good. Riley with a one-handed rebound. There's a foul called, and it's going to be a foul called against the Fishers Tigers.
I think they got Hicks.
And they did, and that's his fourth. Out of bounds to Warsaw, down by 3. Again, the Tiger offense has been all about driving to the basket today. They do not have a three-point basket through 3 quarters. Marsh, they run push down. Marsh couldn't get it to where he wanted it. Groninger left wing. Down to Elliott on the block. Backs down, turns half hook is in, and a foul. Score the field goal. Elliott with his first 2 of the game, and a chance to tie it up. That's the best Brian's look down there in the block. The foul was on Salaji. That's his second. That's a big-time move right there.
Yeah. Well, he just was patient and let the defense kind of clear, and then he got turned into that right-hand half hook that he's gotten pretty good at. Got some touch on it.
Elliott to tie the game. Free throw in. His first 3 points make it 33-33 with 7:15 left to play in the fourth. Hicks, top of the circle. Down to the free throw line against Riley. Hands it back off for Alex Salaji. Up the base to Jeremy, and there's a foul called against the Tigers. Elliott, I believe. Yes, his first. And as soon as the whistle sounded, Matthews, Jackson, and Jones hop off the bench and run to the scores table to check in. Hernandez, Hicks, and G are out. On the inbounds, Jeremy Salaji throws it out top to Jackson. Jackson against Marsh, a minute into the fourth. Off a screen, Alex Salaji. Back out to Jackson. On the far side, a hard drive in for Jeremy. Back to Alex. He shoots for 3, and it's in and out. And Riley's got the rebound for the Tigers. Outlet to midcourt, and Jackson stole it and stayed in bounds. Jackson runs it in on Riley. Up, and a whistle, and a blocking foul called on Zach Riley, and that's a good call. Riley with his second free throws for Fishers. That's a 40-foot pass against an athletic team. You just can't make that pass unless you know it's going to get there.
That's exactly right. And Jackson's all over the floor out here, defensively especially.
Yeah, because when that pass was thrown, he was probably 10 to 15 feet away. And if you're throwing that pass to your Riley in a normal game of the Tigers' opponents, it's probably going to get there.
Yeah, it really looks open.
Jackson makes the free throw. He's got 8. Fisher's back up by 1, 34-33. Jackson an 80% free throw shooter, but only 2 out of 5 so far today, and that one's good. So 3 out of 6 on the day for on the game for Jackson. 9 points. 35-33. Fishers by 2. Full court pressure on. Across the line, Metzinger surrounded by white shirts, trying to get out of trouble, and he did to Elliott. Elliott trying to drive in against Alex Salaji. It was a back out to the center circle for Groninger, who hands to Marsh. Marsh leans over against Matthews, takes him to the elbow. They run push down. They curl Groninger in the lane, falling and firing and missing. Metzinger had the rebound and got his arm grabbed. And a foul is going to be called against Fishers on the rebound.
Groninger's taking some contact on his last couple shots, and the coaching staff for Warsaw not happy with the lack of call there.
And that's 17 fouls now on the Fishers Tigers. The free throw's coming up for Warsaw. And this will be Metzinger up there shooting 1-and-1 with 6:17 left to go. And if he makes both, his game will be tied up again. Metzinger shoots it and missed it. Reese, but he was over the back, according to Jimmy Arnett and also G. Teal. So Metzinger misses. The Tigers blink, and Fishers has the ball, leading 35-33. And now we will shoot free throws every foul the rest of the way because that's 6 against Warsaw. In transition, Jackson in a hurry. Out top for Salaji to Salaji. Alex from Jeremy. Down the lane, Matthews. In the corner, Jones. Wide open, didn't shoot it. Now whistle and an offensive foul call. Jeremy Salaji put the forearm into a Tiger chest. An offensive foul, and Warsaw's got the ball back down by 2 with 6:05 left.
And that's the only foul we won't shoot free throws on is an offensive player control type.
Groninger to Reese against the 2-2-1 press, or the 2-1-2 press. Reese deep in the backcourt. Picked up his dribble, bounces right in front of us to Groninger. Long pass across Metzinger. Right side to Marsh. Right back into Metzinger on the block. He puts it in. That ball was barely in Marsh's hands long enough for him to flick it back inside to the cutting Metzinger. And we're all tied up at 35. Jackson on the handoff for Jones. Jones throws it back out for Jackson against Groninger. Near side for Alex Solange. Now Solange will hand it back to Jackson. Between the circles, Jones. Left side ball knocked away. Marsh shoots inbounds. No, he did not. Oh, he took 3 steps up the court. And Jimmy Ardette did not put air in the whistle, but on that 4th one, he said he stepped out of bounds. Tough break for the Tigers. Fisher's ball near midcourt, still tied at 35.
Blake Marsh making some things happen. That does translate from JV to varsity, doesn't it?
I don't think, yeah. That's a intangible kind of a thing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I don't think we're going to see him on the JV much anymore. He is making quite a statement here on this Saturday. And there's Groninger, knocked it away. He took it right away from Jackson. And here comes Elliott, and the Tigers have a chance for the lead here in the 4th quarter. Elliott fakes the handoff, gets it to Groninger. Groninger holding against Jeremy Solange. Takes it down the right side of the lane, down to the corner, up the baseline, cut off. Lobs the foul line, Reese. Makes a ball fake against Hicks, who's out there with 4 fouls. Elliott drives to the foul line, backs down to the block at least once. And Brian turns it over. I don't think he understands still what he did that was wrong. 4:46 left to go. 35-35 the score. The Tigers have lost 6. That's the Warsaw Tigers. Timeout Fishers. It's a 30. 4:40 left to play here in the game. 35-35 the score. Waiting for it to get set, and now play resumes. Whoop, they threw it to Jackson. He wasn't looking. Holy mackerel. That one almost popped right to Groninger, but the Fishers Tigers end up with it. Matthews out on the left wing. Off a screen, then back to the left side, Solange. Down to Rossum, triple teamed, out to Matthews. He'll drive into the elbow. In the corner, Solange for 3. Air ball. Metzinger the rebound for the Tigers. He outlets ahead to Groninger. Groninger doesn't have really any numbers. Now he a bumping foul called, and Hicks is out. He saw he had Hicks on him, and he ran right into his chest. And that will be all for Terry Hicks, who had 16 points to lead them in scoring today. He'll foul out with just 1 free throw here in the nightcap.
Yeah, when I watched him play this morning, I thought for sure he was the best player that Fishers brought to this tournament, or classic. And turns out he didn't have a very good evening.
No, he did not. Not at all. Groninger now shoots to give the Tigers their first lead of the 4th quarter. At the moment, he has 13 points. Nolan spins the ball, shoots it from his chin, and it's right through. 14 now for Groninger. Again, 5 straight games with double figures, including a 21-point career high night at Westview last Saturday. He made them both. 7 out of 7 at the line for Groninger, 15 points. Scouting report on Warsaw. Don't send Groninger to the line. Number 3 is pretty good from there. 37-35, Warsaw in the lead by 2. Loose ball out near midcourt, picked up by Matthews. Matthews, nobody picked him up then. He'll drive in and throw back for Jeremy Solange. Lost him, foul called. Metzinger battling in the post will pick up his 4th. And this will be 17 fouls, and 1-on-1 coming up now for Brendan Ross, who spells his name Brendhan. A 6'6" senior. And again, we haven't seen any extreme being 6'7", 6'8" guys today, have we? They've all been meaty.
No, and I was going to say, when Fishers came out in these uniforms, kind of got the wide straps over the shoulders, I thought, most of those guys look pretty good in those. They've got the guns going. Free throw no good.
Riley the rebound for the Tigers. And again, the Tigers for the second time of the game have the lead and the basketball. And Blake Marsh, his first day as a varsity player, has the point. Riley at the left elbow, face up, Rossum. He'll shoot from there. He shot it short. Rossum the rebound. Well, I'm not sure why he shot that ball. He wasn't open, and he didn't have a good grip on it even then. Matthews at the foul line, comes up shooting and hitting. his second field goal. He's got 5 points. We're tied for the fourth time at 37 all. 3:18 left to play in the fourth. Groninger into the front court. Dribbles off the right against Reese, then goes back to the left, fakes, and then we have a whistle and a foul call. Guess what? Groninger's going back to the free throw line for Warsaw, and Willie Jackson now has 4 for Fishers.
Player 5, Willie Jackson.
That's 10 team fouls, so penalty in effect now for Warsaw. Groninger back to the stripe. 7 of 7 in the day, 7 of 7 in the game, 11 out of 11 for the day, shooting for his 16th point and the lead. And he got it. 16 for Nolan. 3:08 left to play. Fourth quarter, 38-37, Warsaw by 1. Groninger shoots to make it a pair. And it's no good. And the rebound is fought for and grabbed by Jones. So Groninger with a rare miss. And here comes Fishers down by 1 with 3 minutes exactly to play. Matthews in between the circles. Now to Jackson. Left corner Szilagyi. Dumps it down to Ross and faces up. O'Reilly lost the ball. Taken away by Blake Marsh. He faced up, and again, I couldn't see what all was going on there.
Tried to dribble off somebody's toe.
All right, so Marsh with it for the Tigers, up by 1. Right wing for Groninger. Looking for a screen. High pick and roll. Reese steps down to the corner with it. Makes a head fake. Throws it out to Marsh. Marsh with 2:30 left. Looks in the post. Tipped out of bounds by Jones. No, they're going to say off of Riley and out of bounds. Hold on. Jimmy Arnett may have something to say about that. He and Gene Teal are going to talk about it. Nope, they're not going to change it. Out of bounds to Fishers.
I think Zach got the last hand on it. The deflection didn't change its path enough that Zach didn't touch it, and that was the last touch.
2:20 left to play in the fourth. Could be first one to 40 wins. Szilagyi hands off to Matthews in the weave. Back to the near side for Jackson. Down to the corner, Szilagyi into Ross. Foul on Reese. Reese will pick up his first foul of the game. And 1-and-1 coming up here for Ross, who just missed a free throw a minute ago.
A 1-and-1.
It's a 1-and-1, so he shoots the first one to tie the game. 2:09 left. Plenty of timeouts on both sides. Fishers with 2. Warsaw 2 folds and a mini. And Russum got that one. His third point makes it 38 all. And now Russum shoots to give his team the lead. And it's up there, and it's around and no good. And Elliott's got the rebound for Warsaw. So 1 for 3 for Russum at the line, tied at 38. Warsaw breaks pressure, and Riley brings it in the front court. He'll hand off to Groninger. 2 minutes left to play. Groninger beats Jones to the lane, kicks out to Riley, 15-footer, no good. Rebound grabbed by Matthews, and he takes off running. Matthews with a 3-on-2. Here comes Marsh, and Marsh comes flying down the lane. He slides to steal it. Now Riley, trapped along the sidelines, whips a pass all the way to the near side to Elliott. Elliott, now back to Marsh. Marsh will hurry it across the timeline to beat the 10 count. We're tied at 38, a minute 30 to go. And down the stretch, timeout, Doug Ogle. Timeout, Warsaw. It's a full timeout. 1:30 left to play in the fourth. Warsaw 38. And here's Blake Marsh, his first day as a varsity player on a 3-7 basketball team, and they're got him out there in this critical spot. Riley accepts the inbounds pass. Goes back to Groninger. Near side to Marsh. He walks out against Jackson. Marsh to the near side. Picks it up. Throws it to Elliott. Elliott faces up to the basket. 25 feet out with 1:10 left. Ryan picks up his dribble. Groninger hit the brakes. And he hit the floor. He got run over a little bit. He's a little slow to get up, but he's fine. And 1 minute left to play in a tie game here at Grace College. Groninger down to the left baseline, double teamed out to Riley. Makes a head fake, throws it back to Marsh, top of the circle. Back to Groninger on the left. He wants a screen on his right. He'll go the other way against Jones, and a bumping foul is called. Jones with his third. Groninger more free throws for the Tigers. Penalty in effect, so Groninger shoots 2 automatically. It's really interesting that Jimmy Arnett's standing right there in front of that and didn't say a word.
Well, Eric had the right angle. See it right down the seam there.
Groninger's missed 2 in a row. That one was short. Elliott out. Metzinger in for defensive purposes with 47.6 left. So the best Nolan can do here is give Warsaw a 1-point lead. Looking for his 17th point. And it's good. 8 out of 10 for Groninger at the line. 39-38 Warsaw. 43 seconds left. And Groninger, they're going to say timeout. Groninger knocked the ball out from behind Matthews. Timeout, Fishers. 41. Jeremy Salaji to throw it in with 41 seconds left. Fishers the ball, trailing Warsaw 39-38. Now here's Jackson off a screen, off another. Looking for a little two-man game. They dump it down to Salaji against Riley. Backs down. The Tigers double it down. Groninger knocked it away. Foul called. Groninger knocked it free. Metzinger picked it up and he got whacked on the arm with 29.5 left to go. And the foul's going to be on Salaji. And that's his fourth. And Metzinger walks down to our left to shoot 2. Tyler on the game, 0 for 1 on the day, 3 out of 5. For the season, 12 out of 16. Metzinger up there as everybody gets situated around him. And Jimmy Arnett will throw him the ball with 29 seconds left. Metzinger, deep knee bend, shoots and missed it. Hit the back of the rim, popped high in the air, but would not go in. And now one more. Again, a chance to put his team up by 2. Metzinger 2 dribbles. It's in the air, and that one rolls through. So he's got 3. That is 40-38, and there's 27 seconds left to go. Jackson off a Jones screen at the top. Groninger follows him all the way to the near side. Then back to the middle for Matthews. Down to the left side for Salaji with 18 seconds. Back out top for Jackson. Now a drive down the lane by Matthews. Stumbles down. He missed a wild shot. Foul called as Reese grabs the rebound for the Tigers. This will be Russell's second, and the penalty's in effect. And so Jalen Reese now 2 free throws to put the Tigers up by 4. A wild, crazy shot there by Matthews. A situation where he didn't have to be wild and crazy. There was not that kind of a time crunch. And now Jalen Reese up there. Not a good free throw shooter for Warsaw, but a chance to be a hero here with 11 seconds left. Warsaw with nobody else at the line. Jalen shoots and rolls it in.
They tried to come out twice, but just enough spin on it to get it to go down.
And now a big one. A free throw to make it a 4-point game with 11 seconds left. Second one is up there and in. He got them both. 11 seconds to go. Tigers by 4. Jackson will let it roll almost to midcourt. Picks it up. Dribbles it to the right wing. Hands off Salaji. Jeremy a three-pointer way off the mark. Rebound. Grab by the Tigers. Riley ahead to Groninger. But wait. There's a foul called back upstream. There's a foul called against Fishers. And the Tigers are going to win here at the Champions of Character Classic. Matthews with his second.
The right county. 15.
3 seconds to play. And at the line is Riley. It's up there and in. Zach with 11 points. Double figures in 3 of his last 4, and the one he didn't was earlier today. He's played a really good game tonight. And that one rattles out. 3 seconds to go. Russum ahead to Jackson. He'll pull the trigger. It will not count. And the Warsaw Tigers rally from down early and beat the Fishers Tigers by a final score of 43-38. They held Fishers